Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. Iran says it has hit a militant group in western Pakistan in a missile attack, its third airstrike on another country this week after earlier attacks on targets in Iraq and Syria. Iranian state TV said the operation hit 2 sites in Balochistan linked to the militant group Jaish al-Ad. Pakistani officials said 2 children were killed and 3 others injured. Islamabad said the airstrike was an illegal act and warned it could lead to serious consequences. The latest airstrike comes at a time of growing tensions across the Middle East, with more than 100 days of war between Israel and the Palestinian group Hamas in Gaza and recent US-UK airstrikes on Yemen, from where Iran-backed Houthi militants have been attacking commercial shipping in the Red Sea. China has urged Pakistan and Iran to show restraint and avoid actions that would lead to an escalation of tensions. The US National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan has expressed optimism at the possibility of achieving a 2-state solution in the nearer term while delivering a special address at the World Economic Forum in Davos. The National Security Advisor also addressed the ongoing conflict in Ukraine, claiming that Russia's so-called special military operation had only strengthened Ukrainian sovereignty and bolstered NATO resolve.
2 years with support from a coalition of more than 50 partners led by the United States, the people of Ukraine have remained unflinching against an adversary with an economy 10 times larger, a population 3 times bigger, and a military once ranked as the second best in the world. 2 years later, Putin has not only failed in his imperialist quest to subjugate Ukraine, his invasion has strengthened Ukrainian sovereignty, the very sovereignty he sought to erase, and bolstered the very NATO resolve he sought to weaken. In fact, while he sought to diminish NATO, his action grew our ranks instead.
Russian riot police have fired tear gas and hit protesters with batons in Bashkortostan after a rights activist was sentenced to 4 years in a penal colony. Social media footage showed supporters of Fyal Asinov clashing with police, some throwing snowballs near the court in the town of Baymak. Large protests in Russia are extremely rare because of the risk of arrest. Some reports say there are a few thousand people at the demonstration, which has been going on for several days in temperatures of around -20 Celsius, and there are reports of several injured. Alsinov was jailed for inciting ethnic hatred, which he denies. Prime Minister Rishi Sunak and Sir Keir Starmer have argued about the government's Rwanda bill at Prime Minister's questions.
Keir Starmer.
The Labour leader says a Conservative rebellion over the bill has left the Prime Minister brutally exposed yet again. Mr Sunak defends the proposals and accuses Keir Starmer of trying to block the policy. The government's bill aims to send some UK asylum seekers to Rwanda to deter channel crossings.
We can see that it's working because the numbers of people coming to this country are down by over a third, Mr. Speaker. But again, it is a bit rich to hear him in here pretending that he cares about how we actually stop the boats when he's been crystal clear. He's been crystal clear and said that even if the plan is working to reduce the numbers, he would still scrap it, Mr. Speaker.
Heavy snowfall and rain have caused hundreds of flights and train cancellations across Germany. The country's largest airport saw 500 flights cancelled, while Munich saw over 250. Freezing rain across western and southern Germany has also led to multiple collisions and school closures, with many companies offering employees the option to work from home. The severe winter weather has also affected other Scandinavian regions such as Norway and Denmark, with local police urging people to stay at home. And China's population has declined for a second consecutive year, underscoring concerns about the future growth of the world's second largest economy. Data released showed a population of 1.4 billion at the end of 2023, a 2 million decrease from 2022. The most recent decline is double that of the previous year, which marked the first population drop in 60 years. But experts say this fall is expected given the country's expanding urban class and record low birth rate. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.